Hey guys, so before I start filming my album collection video, which I'll be filming it on this table, I just want to say that in no way am I trying to brag about how many albums I have, because I do have quite a lot, but this was actually a very highly requested video, so I'm just filming this because everyone is asking for it. I've been collecting for about 3 years now, and I haven't been collecting as long as I have been a K-pop fan. I have been into K-pop since 2010, but I didn't start collecting until 2015. A lot of people ask me like if I'm rich, and no, I'm not. I'm actually poor because I spend all of my earnings on K-pop. So yeah, I'm just a very poor 22-year-old. I don't leech off of my parents for money. I don't pick money off of trees. I wish that was possible. The only way that I earn money is from my job. And other than my rent and phone bill and stuff like that, it all goes to K-pop. So that's exactly how I am able to buy all these albums. I am struggling just like you are. Last time I filmed a collection video, I showed everything in alphabetical order and everything was like so neat and organized. This time I'm just picking groups randomly, but I will try my best to keep them in chronological order and like keep all the groups together and stuff like that, but nothing is like alphabetical order. Okay, let's get into it. So we're gonna start off with Girls' Generation. This is their debut album, Into the New World. Still one of the best K-pop debuts. And I have G. I'm missing quite a bit of their albums, so bear with that. Run Devil Run. This is the repackaged O, which I don't have. Hoot. This, I believe, was my first comeback with SNSD. The Boys, to be honest, this is one of my all-time favorite Girls' Generation albums. It is just flawless. I Got a Boy, this is their 4th album, and this is the group version. And I also have Taeyeon's version. Yes. Mr. Mister, this is their 4th mini, and their last comeback with Jessica, I Still Sob. Lionheart, their 5th album, and this is the Lionheart version. There's also the You Think version, which I don't have. And then we have their last album as a full group. This was for their 10th anniversary, their 6th album, Holiday Night. I really liked this album. It was so good. So I have the holiday version, and I also have the night version. This one is so nice in the photo book. It was very nice for their 10th anniversary. Okay, that's actually all I have for the group. And then I have their subunit TTS. So I have their first mini, Twinkle. And I'm missing Holler, but I do have their Christmas mini, Dear Santa, and I have the green version. And then we can go through their solo albums. So I have Sohyun. This is her first mini, Don't Say No, and I was obsessed with her debut. So good. And then I have Tiffany, her debut album, I Just Want to Dance. Also a really great debut. And I have Taeyeon, her first mini, I, and I think this one is my favorite out of all of the members' debuts. Y, her 2nd mini. Also a really great mini. My Voice, this is the I Got Love version. And I have the Fine version, which I weirdly got them both at different times. I don't know why. The repackage to that album, well, she calls it the deluxe editions. So we have the Sky version. And we have the Blossom version, and this is such a flawless album. It's definitely my favorite Taeyeon album. Her winter mini album this Christmas. I just love this cover so much. It really looks like she's alive. Anyways. And her latest album, Something New, her 3rd mini. Also a really great album. I love her solo music. And last but not least, we have Jessica. I know she left SNSD a long time ago, but I'm still like keeping her with them. Yes, so I have her first mini with Love J. I really loved her debut. Her 2nd mini, Wonderland, and this is one of my favorite packagings. It's just adorable. And her 3rd mini, My Decade, which I think this is my favorite mini by her. Love the B-sides on that one. Alright, moving on. So I think I'm going to do 17 next. So their collection is quite big. So I have their first mini 17 karat. It's very light because I took all the little postcards out of it. Their second mini, Boys B, this is the hide version. And in fact, this was actually the very first K-pop album I ever bought around the time it came out. Yes, also I'm super sad that the side is like totally faded. I hate it. And I also have the Seek version. Love this comeback so much. This is like one of my faves from them. Their first full album, Love and Letter. This one is the Love version. And this one also is like fading on the side. It's like the shade of pink they use or something. I'm not sure. And I also have the Letter version. And yeah, by the way, this album was so good. It's one of my favorite full albums from 17. The repackage, Aju Nice, with just Aju Nice added to that album, just made it even more flawless than it already was. Anyways, but we have the normal edition or standard or whatever they call it. And then I got this big boy, the special edition of Aju Nice. Yes, this definitely killed me in shipping, but it was totally worth it because look at this beautiful thing. Anyways, going 17, this one is the Make-A-Wish version. And the Make the 17 version. I think this one's my favorite. And the Make It Happen version. Of course, I always gotta get all versions. Their fourth mini, AL1. This was such a good comeback. Still one of my favorites from them. So this is the Alone version. And I also have the AL1 version. And I have the All version, and I think this one's my favorite on the cover. It's just so pretty with the sunset. Love it. And then we have Teenage, this big thing. So I have the orange version, their second full album. The RS version. The gray version. And lastly, the green version. Yes, I don't know why they had to do so many for this humongous and heavy album, but yes, it's okay. I got them all. The repackaged director's cut. This one is the sunset version. Actually, they called it a deluxe edition because they added too many songs for it to be a repackage. And I also have the plot version. Yes, that was also such a good comeback. So next I have You Make My Day. This is their comeback album, and it is just so weird to see such a tiny album compared to like their last few albums. Anyways, but this one is the Meet version. The Follow version, which I actually bought this one on M-Wave. I bought a signed copy, so that will come one day. And then I have the Set the Sun version. This one is so pretty on the outside. That's all their Korean albums. And then for their Japanese music, I have their first Japanese mini, We Make You. This one is the standard edition. And then I have the limited edition A. I still need to get the limited edition B, but yeah, I put that off. Anyways, okay, that is officially it for 17. Next group is FTIsland, so they are definitely one of my top favorite groups. Anyways, but I have Cheerful Sensibility. This one is extremely hard to find, so I'm super lucky to have it. Also, I don't know why this packaging was ever a thing. I hate it. Colorful Sensibility. This is the part 1. And then I have part 2. Their first mini, Jump Up. And this always like wants to slip out because it's not actually attached. It's like, stay please. Anyways. Cross and Change, one of my favorite albums by them. Beautiful Journey. This was actually my first comeback with them, and it's still one of my favorites from them. And then I have their remake album. This is actually one of my only albums that doesn't have a gold sticker, so I think it's just not Korean release. I don't know, or Korean press. Return. I was like obsessed with this comeback when it first came out. And Grown Up, their fourth mini. This is still one of my all-time favorite title tracks by them. Amazing. 5 Treasure Box. I love the packaging to this. The Mood, their 5th mini. I Will, their 5th full album, and this is just one of my all-time favorite FTIsland albums. It is so good. And their 6th album, Where's the Truth? This is one of my all-time favorite albums by them as well. That one is the Truth version, and I also have the False version. This was a very anticipated comeback at the time. Their 10-year anniversary album, also just an amazing album, and I am missing their 6th anniversary album. Hopefully I will get that one day. And their latest comeback, What If, their 6th mini. This was also just an amazing comeback, and I really hope that we can have another comeback soon. Also, I don't have any of their Japanese albums because that is way too much. Maybe one day. Next, we are going to tackle GOT7. So anyways, I have their debut album, Got It. This thing right here. I very much put off buying this one just because of the packaging. I just hate it. But I love GOT7, so I obviously have to get it. And I have Got It, their 2nd mini. And this big thing, Identify, their 1st full album. This one is like the normal edition. And this one is the close-up version with the close-up pictures. Just Right, their 3rd mini. This was actually the first comeback that I started to like GOT7. I wasn't the hugest fan of GOT7 during these eras, but when this came out, I was like, alright, I like this group. Mad, their 4th mini. This is when I like basically started to stan them. Still my favorite title track. I just love it. This is the horizontal version. And I have the vertical version. And then we have the start of this amazing series, Flight Log Departure. This is the Rose Quartz version. And I also have the Serenity version. Loved that comeback. Right, I also have a signed copy of the Rose Quartz version. Some of the signatures are underneath this like slip thing. I'm too lazy to like take everything out because it's, yeah, I don't have time. But do believe me that they are underneath this flap thing. Or slip thing, whatever. And Flight Log Turbulence. This is their 2nd full album, and I think this is one of my all-time favorite GOT7 albums. Just amazing. And also I have the group cover underneath, or the group version. Yes, happy with the group one. Flight Log Arrival. I think this one is the Never version. And this one is the Ever version. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure. 7 for 7, their 7th mini. I totally forget the version names. And I also have this one. I don't know why I can never remember the versions for these. And then JYP had to do this, the present editions of that album. Nothing else changed, it's just the present editions. Actually, there was the Christmas editions of Mad, which I don't have, but I really need to get them. But yes, there is that. That is a thing. And here's the other version. I totally forget the names. I'm so sorry. Their latest album, their 8th mini, Eyes on You. This one is the Eyes version. And I have the On version. They look so cute. And lastly, the U version, which would be so great for a signed album. Their subunit JJ Project. So we have their first single, Bounce. And their latest release, Verse 2, which I loved their comeback so much. I really hope that they make a comeback. I think that's the Today version, or the Tomorrow version. And then I think this is the Today version. I could be wrong, but yes, I have both versions. And that's basically it for GOT7. Next group I have here is Card, so I love them so much. Their first mini Ola Ola, and this was just an amazing debut. You and Me, their 2nd mini, and the B-side tracks are just flawless on this album. And I have their latest release, Ride on the Wind, their 3rd mini, also a really great comeback. And that's all I have for Card. Next I have Golden Child, so they are definitely like one of the best rookies of last year. So I have their first mini Golcha. Their second mini Kijok, which I don't know why they had to like make the album 10 times bigger than their debut album, but it's okay. This is the version A. And I also have the version B. Their latest release, Goldenness. This is their first single album. Loved their comeback. That's version A, and then this is version B. And yeah, that's all of Golden Child's albums. We definitely need to see a girl group. I've shown way too many boy groups. So we have Miss A. I have loved Miss A for so many years. They used to be like one of my ultimate bias girl groups back in the day. I really miss them. But yeah, anyway, sorry. I have their second single, Step Up. Touch, their fourth mini. Honestly, this was one of my all-time favorite comebacks by them, and it's still like one of my favorite albums by them. Such a good album and such a good era. Their fifth mini, Independent Women Part 3. Loved this comeback as well. I just really, really miss them. But that's actually my sad Miss A collection. I really need to work on it. For solos, I have Suzy. This is her first mini Yes No, and oh my gosh, this is such a good solo debut. I really, really enjoyed her album. And I also have her comeback album, Faces of Love, her second mini. I still preferred her debut album, but this one was still really good. I just love Suzy so much. Another girl group, I have AOA. So my AOA collection is very sad and incomplete. Well, actually, some of their older albums, like this one, are out of print and a little bit hard to find, so I'm even lucky to have this one. But anyways, I have Angel's Story, their first single. Super lucky to have this. Their third mini, Heart Attack. This is one of my favorite comebacks by them. Good Luck, their fourth mini. I think this is the week version, and it's the only one I have, but maybe one day I'll get the other one. Angel's Knock, this is their first full album and also their last release without Choa. I still cry. But this is the version A, and it's also one of my all-time favorite AOA albums. And I also have version B. They're just super pretty. I love the colors. Their latest release, Bingle Bangle, their fifth mini. This is the play version. And I have the ready version. Alright, so that is all I have for AOA. I took a little break, but I am back now. So next group I have here is Topp Dogg. They used to be one of my favorite groups. I loved them so much, so I'm really sad. What's also sad is my Topp Dogg album collection. It's just very much lacking. But anyways, I have Amadeus, their third mini. One of my favorite comebacks by them. The Beat, this is their fourth mini, and this was actually my first comeback with them. I'm pretty sure. I think so. And then I have their last release as like the original members as Topp Dogg, no longer Topp Dogg anymore, which makes me sad, but this was such a good album, and at least we finally got a full album from them. So this is their first full album, First Street, and that's all I have. It's very sad. Next, we will go through NCT, so we'll start off with 127. We have their debut album, Sobangcha, or like number 127, I'm not sure what to call it. And then we have Ugly Ass Limitless. No, I love Limitless so much. Like, it's like one of my all-time favorite title tracks by NCT 127. I just hate this packaging. But yes, I do have all of the versions. This is, I don't know if this is version A or C. I can only tell version B because the stickers are different. But yeah, I do have all the versions. Here's, oh, and they always like want to like pop off. I hate this, but anyways, there's Limitless. Cherry Bomb, this was such a good comeback, their third mini. And then for 127's Japanese music, their Japanese mini Chain, I have Jaehyun's version because he's my bias. But I also caved and bought Johnny's version, and I bought Yuta's version. Yes, I caved with those. And then, oh, it's upside down. I also have the like limited edition, this very cool folder thing. Yes. All right, that's it for 127. Then we have Dreamies. I love them so much. Their first single, The First. And their first mini, We Young. And they are coming back, and I will be pre-ordering their album because I'm super excited, but it didn't make it for this video, but I will be getting it. NCT's latest release, NCT 2018 Empathy, their first full album, I guess. This one is the Dream version. And this one is the reality version. Yes, and such great comebacks from this album. Next is 4 Minute. So my 4 Minute collection is very, very sad. But I know because I've loved them for so many years, and they were actually one of the very first groups I ever got into. But I will hopefully work more on my 4 Minute collection in the future. But for now, I have Crazy, their 6th mini. This was such a great comeback. Still one of my faves from them. Their last album, their 7th mini, Act 7, and I think this mini is so awesome. I think this is one of their best albums. I definitely think they ended off with a banger, and yes, super happy with this album. And for solos, we have Hyuna, so this is her 5th mini, Awesome. I'm missing a lot of Hyuna's albums, but I will work on it. This huge thing, her 6th mini, Following. I know it just can barely fit in the frame. Her latest release, her Thanks single, Lip and Hip. I am super, super thankful for myself that I pre-ordered this because it's like really hard to find now. Yeah, anyways. Apparently she is coming back. I don't know how soon it's going to be. Apparently pretty soon. It was supposed to be after Triple H, but we'll definitely be buying her album when she does come back. But speaking of Triple H, their debut album, their first mini, 199X. I don't know the actual proper pronunciation, but anyways, this was such a great debut, and so I have that. And then I have their latest album, Retro Futurism. I loved their comeback so much, and I really, really hope that they're not going to disband. The whole drama with the dating things going on, and I just really pray that they will stay together. Next group I have here is SF9, their first single, Feeling Sensation. Amazing debut. And Burning Sensation, their first mini. Breaking Sensation, and I love this packaging so much. So pretty. I always want to call this O Sole Mio, but it's actually Nights of the Sun. But yes, O Sole Mio is one of my favorite title tracks by them. Mamma Mia, this is probably my all-time favorite SF9 album. I would highly recommend listening. It's just so, so good. That's the normal edition, and they also did make a limited edition of that album, so of course I had to get it. Their latest release, Sensuous. This is the, oh man, is this the hidden, I think this is the hidden emotion version. Oh gosh, I can't really remember. And then I have the exploded emotion version. Those names might be switched around. I completely forgot. But I got both versions and I loved their comeback so much. Super happy with that. And yes, that is SF9. Next I have Red Velvet. This is their debut album, Ice Cream Cake. I just have the ice cream cake version. There's also the automatic version, which maybe I will get one day. Who knows? And then I have their first full album, The Red. This was actually the first Red Velvet album I bought when it first came out, and one of my all-time favorites from them. It is just so flawless, and this is what actually started really, really standing Red Velvet. The Velvet, this is their second mini. And Russian Roulette, their third mini. And Rookie, I have Wendy's cover, as you can see, because she's my bias, and I love her so much. And the Red Summer, this is their summer mini album. My favorite summer mini album by them, and it's just one of my favorites overall. And the Perfect Velvet, this is one of my all-time favorite albums by them. And the repackage, the Perfect Red Velvet, so good. Their latest release, Summer Magic, this is their latest summer mini. That's the normal edition. And then they also did limited editions, the member covers, and of course I had to get Wendy's, and she's so cute. Low-key want all the members though. And then for their Japanese music, I have Hashtag Cookie Jar, their first mini. And then I also have the limited edition of that. Anyways, that is it for Red Velvet. Next group I have is Boyfriend. So I'm still trying to complete my Boyfriend collection. I'm only missing a few albums. I actually do have their very first single coming in the mail, but that didn't make it. But anyways, I have their second single, Don't Touch My Girl. I loved that comeback. Their third single, I'll Be There. their first album, Janis, or Janice, however you pronounce it. This was such a great era. Obsession, their second mini. And Witch, their third mini. Boyfriend in Wonderland, their fourth mini, and this is such a great album. Would recommend listening. Their latest release, Never End, and this was sadly released over a year ago, so I don't know when we'll ever see them again. Hopefully soon, but anyways, I have the day version. And I have the night version, of course, because I love Boyfriend so much. I've actually loved them since their debut. Yes. Alright, that is it for Boyfriend. Next I have Pentagon, their debut album. I think it's just called Pentagon, I'm not actually sure. Five Senses, their second mini. Loved this comeback so much. This is when I really started liking them. Ceremony, their third mini. And then this is when Cube finally decided to switch up their packaging. Their fourth mini, Demo 01, and this is one of my favorite comebacks by them. And their fifth mini, Demo 02, loved this comeback as well. I just love Pentagon so much. Their latest release, Positive, their sixth mini, and this is kind of what made them blow up a little bit, so I really hope that we have an OT10 comeback really soon. And please Cube, give them a full album. Look at all these minis. Right here I have a whole bunch of groups that I have like one album of. So I have Sistar, this is their first mini, Alone, and it's ironic because this album is Alone. It's like the only Sistar album I have. The Rose, this is their first mini, Void, so I really am anticipating their comeback. Cannot wait for that. Rainbow, this is their second mini, Sonia I think it's called, I'm not really sure. But yes, I was really into them during this era. I think this was actually my first comeback with them. To me, it was definitely my first comeback with them, so I used to love Rainbow so much, so super sad that they disbanded. And I have Wonder Girls. This is, I think it's their fifth single, Why So Lonely. They did the member covers, and I have Yin's cover because she's my bias. And yes, I really miss Wonder Girls. I loved them for so many years. They were also one of the first groups I got into. So I really need to work on their collection. And I have After School, so this is pretty sad that I don't have that many After School albums because they were actually the very first group that ever got me into K-pop. Their song Diva, some people may know this, but yeah, their song Diva was the very first K-pop song I ever heard. So yeah, but I have their first album, Virgin, but yes, I do have this album and it is so good. And then I have their subunit, Orange Caramel. So yeah, some of Orange Caramel's albums are out of print, so they're hard to find, but I do have their third single, Catalina. And their fourth single, My Copycat, and I sadly don't think we'll ever get an Orange Caramel comeback, which really upsets me, but it's okay. Next is like a bunch of more miscellaneous, just like one or two albums of Idol. This is their debut album, I Am, and super sad their latest comeback didn't come with a physical release, but it's okay. EXID, this is their third mini, Eclipse. Their fourth mini, Full Moon. I loved this comeback so much. Their latest release, I think it's their second single, Lady. Loved this comeback as well. I just love EXID in general, basically. And FX, I love FX so much. They were also one of the very first groups that got me into K-pop, so they definitely are special to me, but I don't have their whole album collection, but one day. But I have their first full album, Pinocchio. The repackage, Hot Summer. Pink Tape, their second album, one of my all-time favorite FX albums. Red Light, their third album. This is the Wildcat version, and this one's pretty hard to find. I don't know why, but super happy that I bought this at the time that it was still available. Their latest album, and that is pretty sad because this came out in 2015. Really miss them, but I have their fourth album, Four Walls, the white version, and Luna's cover on the back. Luna's my bias, so yes. Blackpink, this is their first mini Square Up. This is the pink version. And I also have the black version. They're both super pretty. The slips annoy me, but really good album. Their Japanese mini, Blackpink, I think it's just called. That is the standard edition. And I also have the limited edition. It is super pretty because I love the bright neon pink. The Pointless repackage, Blackpink. And I also have the limited. I know I'm complete Blackpink trash for doing this. Big Bang, this is their Made album, their third album. I only have the normal edition. I really, to this day, will never understand why I did not get the limited edition. Who knows? But anyways, I do have this flawless album. And that's actually all I have for like Big Bang, but I do have SHINee's solo album, The Great SHINee. Such a good album, yes. And that is it for Big Bang. CLC, this is their 5th mini Crystyle. This is sadly my first ever CLC album I ever bought because they snatched me by that album. Their 6th mini Free SM. And their latest comeback Black Dress. This is their 7th mini. And I also have another one signed by all the members and it's just so beautiful. Yes. Girls' Day, this is their 2nd album, Love, the album with Ring My Bell, and I have Sojin's cover because she's my bias. Everyday 5, their 5th mini, and I love Girls' Day so much. I've loved them almost since their debut, but my collection is very sad, so I will work on it soon. So we are on to the next day. There is just no way I could finish all of this in one day, so let's hope I can finish today though. Anyways, next we're gonna go through BTS. So I used to love BTS so much. They're not one of my bias groups anymore, but I do have pretty much all of their Korean albums. So yes, I have their first single, Too Cool for School. Or Are You Late Too, their first mini. School Love Affair, their 2nd mini. I think this is one of my faves from them. And then I have This Big Thing, the special edition. Dark and Wild, their first album, and I think this is my favorite album from them. Really, really good. In the Mood for Love Part 1, the pink version. The white version. And I have another pink one signed by Jimin. Jimin's my bias, so yes, super happy to have this. Their 4th mini, In the Mood for Love Part 2, the blue version. And I also have the peach version. The repackage, Young Forever, this is the day version. And I also have the night version. Their 2nd album, Wings, all 4 versions. WING. Actually, put this up here. The repackage, You Never Walk Alone, this is the left version. The right version. Oh gosh. Love Yourself, Her, their 5th mini, all of the versions, what is it? Oh, LOVE versions. There's so many. Their latest album, Love Yourself, Tear. I just got 2 versions because I've just had it with the 4 versions. For their Japanese music, I have their 2nd album, Youth. This is the limited edition. And then I have their The Best Of albums. This is the Japan edition and like the limited edition one. And I also have the Korean edition. I did have more of their Japanese albums, but I sold them or am currently in the process of selling them. Next we have Apink. So they're actually my bias girl group for the longest time now. Their first mini, 7 Springs of Apink. Snow Pink, their 2nd mini. This is basically when I started to stan them when this came out. Their first album, Un Ane. Secret Garden, their 3rd mini. I almost called it Mr. Chu. Pink Blossom, their 4th mini. Pink Love, their 5th mini. I love that they use pink in their album names a lot. Their 2nd album, Pink Memory. I only have the red version. I wish I had the white version to put in my collection video, but I keep putting off getting it. Pink Revolution, their 3rd album. Dear, this is like their winter special album. Pink Up, their 6th mini. Oh, that's version A, by the way. And I also have version B, their 7-year anniversary album, Miracle. I just have the white version. There's also a green version. Not sure if I'll get it, but because it's so big and heavy. Their latest album, their 6th mini, 1 and 6. This is the 1 version. And I have the 6 version. Alright, so that is it for Apink. I'm sorry, I totally forgot NG's solo albums. Her first mini, Dream, and I just have the pink version. Her second mini, Kongan or Space. Alright, okay. Next, we are going to go through SHINee. So they are my ultimate bias group for so many years, so brace yourselves for this. Actually, my SHINee collection is still not even fully complete, but let's just go through what I have. So I have their first mini, Replay, The Memories, SHINee World, their first album. This is version A. And I also have version B, the repackage Amigo, Romeo, their second mini, and I have Jonghyun's cover, 2009 Year of Us, their 3rd mini. This is actually my favorite mini album by SHINee. Lucifer, their 2nd album, and I just have version A. I really need to get version B so badly. The repackage Hello, Sherlock, this is their 4th mini, and I have Onyu's version, but you can basically change to whoever's cover you want. By the way, when Sherlock came out, this is when I started to actually stan them. Their 3rd album, Part 1, Misconceptions of You, Dream Girl. And the Part 2, Misconceptions of Me, Why So Serious. The repackage, Misconceptions of Us, scary cover. And Everybody, their 5th mini. Odd, their 4th album. This is version A. And I also have version B. This is like one of my favorite albums by them. The repackage, Married to the Music, which just makes that album even better. Their 5th album, One of One. This is the green version. There's like also a red and a yellow version. I also have the cassette tape version of that album. The repackage, One and One. Their latest release, this is their 6th full album, The Story of Light. This is the Part 1. And the Part 2. And the Part 3. I wonder if they will do a repackage of this album. I can see it happening. This isn't like really SHINee, but Key is in this little duo group. So I have Two Heart. This is their first mini, Delicious. And now we can go through the members' solo albums. So I have Jonghyun. This is his first mini, Bass, and I just have the green version. His Story OP1. She Is, his first album, which is my favorite album by him. His Story OP2. This is the photo version. And of course, I also had to get the essay version because I love him so much. His latest album, Poet Artist, his 2nd album, which is also such a good album. This isn't an album, but it is his like his story novel thing. So yes, and it's like the size of his album, so I just keep it with his albums. And then we have Taemini. So this is his first mini, Ace, the white version. Press It, his first album. I just have this version. I really wish I went and got other versions, but whatever. Move, his 2nd album. So good. I totally forget the version names, but I have this one and I also have this one. Yes. And then I have another one signed by him. So yes, it is a B.A.P album, but yes. The repackage, Moving. And for his Japanese music, I have his first Japanese mini, Sayonara Hitori. His 2nd Japanese mini, Flame of Love. Both so good. Next, we can go through SHINee's Japanese albums. So it is very much incomplete. Like, I'm still trying to finish their Japanese albums. So yeah, I'm missing so much. But anyways, I have Lucifer. This is the limited, oh, I forget what limited edition it is, but it's the one with the play button. Yes. this big thing, their first Japanese album, the first. This is the limited box edition. Super happy to own this. Sherlock, this is the standard edition. And I also have the limited edition. Dazzling Girl, this is the limited edition A. 1000 Years, this is the limited edition. I think there's only one. Fire, the standard edition. 321, the standard edition. I'm Your Boy, their third album. This one is the standard edition. I also have the limited edition A. Your Number, this is the standard edition. DDD, this one is the limited edition B, I think. And that's their fourth album. 5, their fifth album. This one is the standard edition. And I also have the limited edition B. This is their first The Best Of album from now on, and it's the standard edition. And I also have the limited edition, the one with the DVDs. Their latest Japanese release, Sunnyside. This one is the standard edition. And I have the limited edition. So bright and pretty. Okay, so that is it for SHINee, I believe. TRCNG, this is their first mini New Generation. Their latest release, their first single, Who Am I? And we haven't seen them in quite a while, so I wonder if they're going to come back soon. So I have Stray Kids, this is their pre-debut album mixtape. Their first mini, I Am Not, this one is the I Am version. The Not version. Their latest album, their second mini, I Am Who, this one is the I Am version. The Who version. Loved this comeback so much. Alright, so that's it for Stray Kids. Next I have Monsta X, so this is their first mini, Trespass. Rush, their second mini, this one is the official version. And I also have the secret version. The start of their first series, The Clan, so we have The Clan Part 1, this one is the Lost version. The Found version. Oh yeah, that era was basically when I started to stan Monsta X. The Clan Part 2, this one is the Guilty version. The Innocent version. This very beautiful album, The Clan Part 2.5, this one is the Beautiful version. And this one is the, what is this? The Brilliant version. And this one is the Beside version. That's their first full album. The repackaged Shine Forever. As you can see, I took them out of the plastic bags because I hate those things. That one is the Shine Forever version. And this one is the Complete X Clan version. This is the Code, their fifth mini. This one is the Protocol Terminal version. The Decode version. And then we have their latest album, their sixth mini, the Connect. This one is version 1. And version 2, I know so many. Version 3, why'd you do this, Starship? And version 4, that is excessive, but okay. For their Japanese albums, I have Hero, their first single. This is the standard edition. Beautiful, their second single, standard edition. And Spotlight, their third single, standard edition. And Peace, their first Japanese album. This one is also the standard edition. I also have the limited edition. I don't know which one it is, but it's one of them. Alright, so that is it for Monsta X. So next we can go through Infinite. My Infinite collection is very incomplete, but yeah, bear with that. So I have their first mini, First Invasion. Evolution, their second mini. In Spirit, their first single. Infinitize, their third mini. New Challenge, their fourth mini. I'm missing their first album, but I have their second full album, Season 2, which is actually one of my favorite Infinite albums. Reality, the normal version. Infinite only, the normal version as well. Their latest release, Top Seed, their third album. Was hoping for a repackage, but I guess not. And for solos, I have Sungkyu's 10 Stories, his first full album, and I have the limited edition. It is so big, like it just can't fit in the frame. Yeah, it's just humongous, but it is a flawless album. Alright, that's all I have for Infinite. Next group I have is 2PM, so I've loved 2PM for so many years, but my album collection is very small, so I will work on it in the future, but I have their first album, 1:59 p.m., their first mini, still 2PM, Hands Up, their second album, and their latest release, Gentleman's Game, their sixth full album, which was really, really good. Next, I have SS501. This is their first album, ST1 Now. Rebirth. And that's actually all I have for the group, but for their subunit SS301, I have their first mini, Eternal 5. For solos, I have Hyunjung's first mini, Breakdown. His second mini, Lucky. And his third mini, Round 3. Oops. Alright, so that's it for SS501. Alright, we are finally getting to EXO. This one is one of my biggest collections, so yeah, prepare yourself for this. But anyways, I have their first, well, XOK, their first mini Mama, and yeah, this one I had got a stain on it, and I tried rubbing it off, and I just like made it worse, and I'm upset about it. Anyways, I also have XOM version. XOXO, their first album. This one is the Korean version. The Chinese version. The repackaged Growl, and I just have the Korean version. Maybe one day I'll get the Chinese version, but I didn't because it's so big and heavy. Overdose, their second mini. This one is the XOK version. The XOM version. Their first winter mini album, Miracles in December. I just have the Korean version again. Really need to get the Chinese though. Their second full album, Exodus. This one is the Dio version because he is my bias. I was attempting, like at first, I was attempting to buy every member's cover, but then I just decided not to. So I have like random members. So I have Chen's cover, and I have Kai's cover, and I have Suo's cover, which was actually the first one I ever bought. All right. The repackage, Let Me Write. I just have the Korean version again. Sing For You, their second winter mini. I have the Dio version because obviously he's my bias. And then I have Baekhyun's version, which was actually the first one I bought. I don't know why I bought his over my bias at the time. And I have Chanyeol's version. And Chen's version, and that's all the versions I have for the members. Exact, their third full album. This one is the Korean Lucky One version. And I have the Korean Monster version. I also have the Chinese Lucky One version and the Chinese Monster version. The repackaged Loto. I just have the Korean version. I will one day get the Chinese version. Their third winter mini, For Life. Their fourth album, The War. This is version A, and it's the Korean version. And version B, the Korean version. And the private version, and they're all the Korean versions. I don't have the Chinese versions yet, but I will get them. The repackaged Power. This is the Korean version. And this is the Chinese version. Their latest album, their fourth winter mini, or their 2017 one, Universe. This is the oh wait, no, there was only one version. Never mind. And for solos, I have Lay, his first album, Lose Control. His second album, Sheep. Whoops. I didn't know whether to add this with EXO or Miss A, and I totally forgot to add it into Miss A, so I'm adding it with EXO. I have Suzy and Baekhyun's single album, Dream. For subunits, I have EXO CBX, their first mini Hey Mama, that's the Chen version. And I also have the Baekhyun version. And I have the Schumann version. Their second mini, Blooming Days. I totally forget the version names, but I have that one, and I also have this one. Loved their comeback. Now we move on to their Japanese albums. So I have their first single, Love Me Right Romantic Universe, and this is the standard edition with Dio's cover. And then I also have the CD DVD version. Their second single, Coming Over, the Dio version. And I also have Baekhyun's version. And I have Chanyeol's version. Yes, my top 3 of the CD DVD version. Their latest Japanese album, Countdown, I have Dio's version, Baekhyun's version, and I have the CD DVD version. And for EXO-CBX, I have their first Japanese mini, Kaching. This one is the CD DVD version. And I also have Baekhyun's version. Their latest Japanese release, their first full album, Magic. This is the CD DVD version. And I have Baekhyun's version. Next, let's go through B.A.P. So I have their first single, Warrior, and Power, their second single. No Mercy, their first mini. The repackage, Crash, so big. And their first single, Hajima. First mini, One Shot. Their first album, For Sensibility. Third mini, Bad Man. Fourth single, Unplugged 2014. I always forget the name. Fourth mini, Matrix. This one is the normal version. I did buy the limited one, but I bought it with an album I pre-ordered, so I'm still waiting for it. Their fifth mini, Carnival. This is the normal version. The limited edition. Their fifth single, Put 'Em Up. Their second album, Noir. This is the limited, sorry, this is the normal edition. And this is the limited edition. I have Youngjae's cover. Their sixth single, Rose. This is version A. And I have version B. And I have another version A signed by all the members. Their seventh single, Blue. This is version A. And version B, it's so pretty. Their latest album, their eighth single, Ego. I really hope that they can make a comeback soon. I totally forgot about their Japanese music, so I have their, I think this is their seventh single, Wake Me Up. I have the Ultimate Edition. Their eighth single, Honeymoon. I think it's version B. I can't remember actually. That is version B. It literally says it on the cover. And I have their ninth single, Hands Up, also version B. Alright, so that is it for B.A.P. Next, I will go through just a bunch of the Produce 101 Season 2 groups. I don't have like all of the groups that came out of Produce 101 Season 2, but this is just what I have. So I have 101. This is their first mini to be one, the pink version. And the Sky version. The repackage, Nothing Without You. This is the Wanna version. The One version. They're super pretty. And then this is their second mini, I Promise You, the Day version. And the Night version. And then I have their latest album, their special mini, I think it is, Undivided, the 101 version. The Triple Position version. The Lean On Me version. The Heal version. The Number 1 version. And the art book version. I hate that they did that many versions, but of course I had to buy it because I'm trash. Next I have MXM, so this is their first mini unmix, and I sadly only got one version, so boo me. Their second mini Matchup, this is the M version. And I also have the X version, and I did pre-order their comeback album, so that didn't make it for this video, but it is on the way. And then I have JBJ, this is their first mini Fantasy, the 1-2 version. And then I have the special limited version of that album. The 1-1 black version is inside. Their second mini, True Colors. This is the 2-1 version. And I have the 2-2 version, and this is still my favorite comeback by them. Their last release ever, their deluxe edition, or the repackage of these two, New Moon. Super sad, I missed them. And then I have Donghan. He was a part of JBJ, so I'm keeping his albums with JBJ. So I have his first mini, D-Day. This is the red version. And I have the black version. I loved his debut. And then I have Soon. This is his first mini part 1 ever. His first mini part 2 after. This is also the glow version. His latest album, Another. This is the 20 version. And then I have The Boys. This is their first mini. Actually, I don't know the name of the album. Is it The Boys? I'm not sure. But this is the live version. My friend actually got this for me when he went to Korea, so thank you to him. Their second mini, Giddy Up. I don't know the version names, but I have this one. And oh, it's upside down. And I have this one, and it's super, super pretty. Yes. And then I have Samuel. This is his first mini, 16. His first full album, Eye Candy. And then his second mini, 1. There is the repackage to this, Teenager, which I still haven't gotten, and I really need to get that. Next, I have Day 6. This is their debut album, their first mini, The Day. Their second mini, Daydream. Their first album, Sunrise, which is one of my favorites. Their second album, Moonrise. This version, I forget the name. And this version, such a good album. And their latest release, their third mini, Shoot Me. This is the Bullet version. And this is the Trigger version. Alright, that's it for Day 6. Okay, I just moved some out of the way, so we're coming close to an end. There's just a few more groups. Next, I have GFriend. This is their debut album, their first mini, Season of Glass. Yes. Flowerbud, their second mini. Snowflake, their third mini. I'm actually missing their first full album. I will get that soon, though. Their fourth mini, The Awakening. This one is I think it's the night version. And I also have the military version. Of their fifth mini, Parallel. This is the love version, and this is the whisper version. And I have another whisper version signed by all the members, and it is so beautiful. The repackaged Rainbow. Time for the Moon Night, their sixth mini. I have this version and this version. I can't believe I forgot the names. And this version. So pretty packaging. Their latest release, their summer mini album, Sunny Summer. This is the sunny version. And this is the summer version. Alright, so that was GFriend. Next group is CNBLUE. So, oh my gosh, I've been a stan of them for so many years, since 2010. I love them so much. So I have their first mini, Blue Tory. Blue Love, their second mini. Their first album, First Step, which is such a good album. Ear Fun, their third mini. Reblue, their fourth mini. Can't Stop, their fifth mini. This is like the black version. There's also a blue version, which I don't have. Their second album, Together. This is version A, and I still need to get version B. And this is their sixth mini, Blooming, version A. And I have version B signed by Jonghyun. Their latest album, their seventh mini, 7 Degrees CN, and I miss them so much. Younghwa's first mini, Do Disturb. This is the regular edition. I still need to get his first full album, so hopefully we'll do that soon. Here is my one and sad, lonely IU album palette. Yes, I love IU so much. She's like my favorite soloist, and I love her music for so many years, but I sadly only have one album of her, so I really need to work on her collection. And I have Dreamcatcher. This is their second mini, Escape the Era. This is the outside version. And I also have the inside version. And yes, I'm missing all their past albums, and I'll probably never be able to get them because they are out of print. Oh my gosh, we have reached the very last group. New East. So my New East collection isn't complete, but this is what I have. So I have their first single, Face, which was an amazing debut. Their first mini, Action. Their second mini, Hello, or Yabaseo. And that's basically it for New East. But I do have their subunit New East W. This is their first mini W here. The Still Life version and the portrait version. And then I have their latest release, their second mini, Who You. This is the Who version. And this is the You version. Oh my god, that was everything! I did promise I would show my albums on my shelves really quickly, so here are my 2 shelves in my closet. Yes, I know I'm that low on room that I have to keep them in my closet. I will do, oh wait, I forgot. Up at the very top, I keep my BTS albums up there, and I can go through closer a little bit. That's my precious 2-heart Polaroid. It is everything. Anyways, and that's my SHINee shelf. And then down here is Monsta X and Apink and Soon and IU and TRC and G. It's mixed. And then up here is Girls' Generation and NCT and SF9, FTIsland and Card, Pentagon, Boyfriend, Sistar, Red Velvet, After School, Orange Caramel, just a bunch of miscellaneous, Golden Child, Jessica, Triple H, Hyuna, 4 Minute, and Suzy. This thing right here is my desk, but I'm just going to show the albums that are sitting right here. So this is 2PM, SS501, and Infinite, and then down here is AOA, and more Hyuna and Miss A, and I have some OSTs right there, which I didn't show, and Topp Dogg right there. So I keep some of my albums on this weird desk thing. I have 17, GOT7, Big Bang, some Blackpink, photo books, just, you can kind of see what it is. There's a close-up. And then above it, oh, there's some of my light sticks. Above it are my wall shelves. I have my CLC signed album just kind of on display here. You can't really see the signatures, but yeah. And here above my dresser, I just have my little small bookshelf just filled with like B.A.P, New East, CNBLUE, EXO, and GFriend. And I have some of my jewel cases on the side here, and some of my light sticks, and I got more right here. It's my Jonghyun poster. Oh, and I have some up there. It's kind of, yeah, the whole setup is interesting. But yeah, that's basically it.